it's Katie back with another video. I know I haven't done one in a while, but I figured I would come back and do the Dcp Alumni Tag. I'm super excited. I haven't done this yet, so let's just get right into it. The first question is, what year did you do the DCP? I did the DCP in fall of 2017, so that was just a few months ago. Second question is, were you in Florida or California? I did my program in Walt Disney World, which is in Orlando, Florida. California would have been cool, but way too far away from my home, so I was happy that I got the Florida location. Third question, what was your role and location? My role was attractions, and my location was the Haunted Mansion. So that was super cool. Super glad I got to do that. Amazing. Fourth question, what do you miss most about the DCP? The number one thing I miss is being able to go to the parks for going to the parks for as little as I wanted. Obviously, I love going to the parks, but there were some days where I didn't want to spend a full day in the parks. And if you were paying all that money to go to Disney, you kind of want to spend your full day in the park because you want to get the most bang for your buck. But when you have the DCP and you can just go for free every single day, it's kind of nice to just go for an hour or two, just, sit on the hub grass and get some Starbucks, or just go watch Happily Ever After and then go back to your apartment afterwards. So that's really nice. I also this is actually really stupid. I'm sure a lot of people don't miss these, but I miss the utilidors. Honestly, I miss all the backstage magic I got from working in Magic Kingdom. And then I also, because I was Haunted Mansion, I was trained in PAC, which is Parade Audience Control. So I worked all the parades in Magic Kingdom. So during the normal daytime, that was Festival of Fantasy, and I really missed the Festival of Fantasy parade. I also got to work Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties, and I got to work the Booty You parade. So I miss the Booty You parade a ton. It was so fun. And also Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I left in December, but I did get to see a little bit of Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party. I did work a few parades. That was also super fun, so I miss all those parades. Next question is, how many times did you go to the parks? I didn't keep an exact count. Didn't think I was supposed to, but I did go to the parks so much. So much. So, too many times to count, definitely. Next question is, what was your favorite ride, and what was a memorable ride experience you had on your program? My favorite ride was Expedition Everest in Animal Kingdom. I'm a very roller coaster fan. I also really liked Rock and Roller Coaster and Space Mountain, but definitely Everest is at the top of my roller coaster lists. I just think it's so fun, and I always got the butterflies in my stomach when I rode that, so... and a memorable ride experience I had was probably riding Tower of Terror for the first time, which didn't happen until very late in my program because I was really afraid of it and I didn't want to go on it. I didn't think I would like it, so I refused. And then towards the end of my program, my friend Chandler and I decided to go to Hollywood Studios and we were going to ride it together. And he'd been on it a million times, so it didn't faze him. And I was clinging to dear life, clinging to his arm the entire time. And I remember when the doors open that one time and they take a picture of you or whatever, and Chandler was trying to dab in the picture, and I was clinging to his arm so tight he couldn't dab. It was really funny. Next question is, your favorite place to eat? So I broke this down into my full service, quick service, and my snacks, which one's my favorite in each category. So full service, I didn't go to too many of full service restaurants. I went to 1900 Park Fair, Sci-Fi, Yak and Yeti, Mama Melrose, Asana. That might be it. I can't remember if I went to anyone else's, but I definitely went to those ones. Oh, and the Liberty Tree Tavern I went to. But my favorite full service is kind of a tie between 1900 Park Fair and Sci-Fi. They're two totally opposite, like, themes and feels. So, I mean, it kind of depends on the mood you're in, but if you're looking for, like, a character, my favorite character dining is 1900 Park Fair. Otherwise, it would probably be Sci-Fi. My favorite quick service location is Be Our Guest during lunch, because you're still getting, like, the full, like, experience of going to Be Our Guest, other than, like, meeting the Beast, because he doesn't come out during lunch. But, like, you're still getting that experience of being in the castle and the, you know, the atmosphere and everything, but it's quick service and you don't have to make a reservation, and the food is just as amazing during lunch. Obviously they're not going to have all your stuff that they have during dinner, but the lunch is amazing as well. And then my favorite snack, this was hard because I did my program when Food and Wine Festival was going on, so for snack I just said, like, I have this, like, written down here, and I wrote pretty much anything from Food and Wine. So, yeah, Food and Wine was, like, my favorite. Like, if I was just, like, kind of hungry, kind of could go for some, like, ethnic food, I don't know, just, like, want to try something new, just, like, a quick bite, I would definitely go to Epcot, hit up Food and Wine. My favorite country was Greece. The spanakopita, I think that's what it's called. It was, like, a spinach puff pastry. It was delicious. And then Morocco had this thing called a kefta pocket, which is like a little piece of, I don't know what kind of meat it was, beef or something, like a little, I don't even know how to call it, like a little pita with, like, veggies and stuff. It was super good. So those are my favorite places to eat. My best memory of my program is definitely one of the first nights going to Beaches and Cream with my roommates. It's kind of like a tradition, I guess. You see a lot of college program participants going to Beaches and Cream one of the first nights of their program, usually the first night, but we kind of didn't think to make reservations because we just figured it was an ice cream place, so we didn't get in the first night. But the second night we had called ahead and we made reservations, so we got in that night, and it's so much fun, and we all did the kitchen sink, and, you know, they have the sirens, and, like, the lights go off, and it's a lot of fun. It's a good experience too. And then we just hung out at the resort for a little bit afterwards, and that was really cool. And there was a lot of construction going around the resort, and we couldn't exactly figure out how to get back from Beaches and Cream to where we parked. We all kind of had different ideas on how we came and how we should get back and stuff. Like how to like get through the maze of the resort, basically, because the resort's super confusing when you've never been there before. So I remember we were trying to get back, and it almost looked like a parking lot, and we knew that we just had to cross that parking lot and then we would be at our parking lot. But the problem was that parking lot was under construction, or like that area of the resort was completely under construction. It was fenced off. You know, you weren't supposed to be back there. Whatever. And my roommate's like, oh, it's fine, we're not going to get caught. And it was so muddy, and because it was, you know, it was all mud and dirt from construction, and we ran through like this construction zone in like pitch dark. It was so dark. It's like 10 o'clock at night or something. It was something crazy like that. And we ran back through the construction zone to get to our car, and we're all like quoting Harry Potter. We're like, we could die, or worse, get expelled. But we were like, we could get termed. But I mean, I was scared at the time, but looking back on it, it was funny. Yeah. My favorite character interaction was when I met Russell at Animal Kingdom. He's super fun, super playful. That's probably my favorite, like, fur character interaction, obviously, because he doesn't talk. His character attendants kind of talk for him. My favorite face character interaction is between Tiana and Rapunzel. I feel like I definitely had more conversations with Tiana, even though I met her once, than Rapunzel, even though I've met Rapunzel a few times. I don't know, I just feel like Tiana was always more interactive with you. You know, she really tried to, like, find something to talk about, you know. So that was cool. The last question is, would you work for Disney again? Now, this is a little bit of a tricky question, because would I work in the parks again? Probably not, no. It wasn't that fun, honestly. And that'll be a video for another day that I'll make, why I didn't enjoy working in the parks. But would I work backstage? Would I work, like, behind the scenes, like, reservations, or, maybe, like, hotel management or something? I mean, if that was, like, what I was going for, I'm going for nursing, so honestly, obviously, that's not really in my field, but I mean, if I really wanted to work for Disney again, I would probably do it behind the scenes. Definitely not work at the parks, but I don't see anything wrong with working behind the scenes, backstage, you know, backstage magic, behind the scenes. You know, it kind of all starts there. You wouldn't have what is in the theme park without those people behind the scenes making the magic happen. So I would definitely work behind the scenes again, but not in the parks. So that is it for my DCP Alumni Tag. I hope you enjoyed, and I will try and get another video out there as soon as I possibly can. Thanks. Have a great night. Bye.